just a discussion, Playboy. Why I made a deal with him. Discussion of the rebirth and the re-education. All I'm gonna need, no. King of the truck, I see you. VNL, I see you. Pressure. Probably gonna reach the film today, you hear me? Probably. I don't want to. Am I in your Bluetooth? Am I on your TV at the house? It's a show, you feel me? Get it off your phone, doggy. Doggy, get it off your phone. Put it on something big, you know what I'm saying? I'm back and I'm cooking up. Ain't nobody else gonna do it. I ain't quiet them up, man. You hear me? Ain't it been quiet though? They wanna knock me off. Demo. They want to knock me off. So I say I'm gonna take me a hiatus, forget about it, you know. And these fools die when I leave. That's suspicious. I mean, y'all notice that? Am I alone in that? Yeah. I'm just saying, bro. Where everybody at? Why it's so quiet today? I don't understand. Where everybody go, bro? Pressure. Disappeared on me. Like, when I start doing video, everybody go to bed. Where everybody go to bed? Get up. Ain't that easy, is it? You niggas died off, don't know? Pressure. Nigga, I'm all the lanes, Dector. Don't ever put me in one lane, nigga. I created all the lanes. I don't keep nothing pushing. I speak on it. The king of the rebirth. King don't gotta hold his mouth. Facts. Babe. Yo, like niggas died, bro. Like, god damn it. Like, where you niggas go, bro? Where you niggas going? Yo. gonna get into it today, though. Yeah. You niggas died, I'd do it. Sit down, I'd do it for you. I'd do it for you. Forget about it. You know? The boss of the North is back, man. I tried to tell him. I tried to tell him. I said, you know, you can't do this shit like me. I can do it. I'm better than you. Man. Where you at? Y'all done disappeared, man. Am I the only one? Where they go? Where everybody at? I'm kind of angry about that. You feel me? I was enjoying the content. Pressure. Yeah, I know they got the pro map from me, nigga, on the original. Come on, man. You need your hazmat cause beef on the Patreon. Now my Patreon people mad at me. Cause you know I drop videos over there. I dropped a video. And I was saying you need your hazmat, doggy. In the future, you're gonna have to get it, you know. They tell me, I mean, it pisses people off. They mad at me. I'm going to see y'all agree, bro. Forget about it. It's for the culture. I wish you had more time. Listen. I dropped a video. Man. And in the video, get my levels right. In the video, I said something simple. And we're going to get into what I said. I said something simple. Oh, these niggas texting me right now. I said something simple. This is what I said. And it's on Patreon. My Patreon people seen it. If any Patreon people are in here, you can jump in and cuss me out for what I said. I welcome it. Matter of fact, if you want to come in and disagree with me, I will allow people to call in later if we hit what we're supposed to hit on the Cash App. I said this. I said, it is time for us to, and all the people in the industry, to get all the endorsements. I said soon it will not be a choice, it will be a requirement. Not saying that the state will push it forward. I'm saying that if you do not have your hazmat, you will not be able to afford to live. That's what I said. I said the way that they are eroding the money, is that you will not be able to survive. Phil hit the cash. Appreciate the love, Playboy. You will not be able to survive on just the CDL alone. Yeah, except passenger. I have my passenger, but I completely understand. Passenger, it takes a special person. Well, TB, how did you come to that conclusion? That would have been the smart, intelligent thing to ask me. How did I come to that conclusion? That would have been the smart, intelligent thing to ask me. Well, how did you come up with that? No, they just jumped right the message at me and was offended by it. And I don't think I was wrong. I do not think I was wrong. This is why I say it. You're gonna need your hazmat, because let's take it from a local standpoint. You go home, you get out of OTR. Appreciate the loves to the cash app. You get out of OTR, right? And you go home. You go home thinking you're gonna get $100,000 job with just your CDL alone, right? You think I'm gonna get $100,000 job with just my CDL by itself, because a lot of people think that. You're not, bro. You're not. You're not. And then they go immediately into the, well, I know a guy and all. Listen, man, what we're talking about in here today is Juju, I see you. What we're talking about in here today is the erosion of the American dollar and the fact that the local companies without an extra endorsements are not raising the pay. You understand? That's true, Channel 19, if you're doing food service. But I'm going to go ahead and take food service off the table, because I'm not killing myself to do food service. It is not even a possibility. And I'm not doing that. And then look at the work output ratio. Okay, if you're a food service guy, you're making, we'll call it 90 to 100 at Cisco, right? You know, yeah, Phil, we're gonna handle that, and let me know if you're in a position to call in. You're making 90 to 100, right? Turn the mic up. I'll turn the mic up. Okay, before we keep going, sound check me. Am I too low? Someone I trust sound check me. VNL sound check me. King sound check me. DC Trucker sound check me. Okay. Cool. So, if you are slinging groceries for $90,000, $100,000, and let's say Phil is working a run-of-the-mill gas station drop-off job. Phil is driving to gas stations and filling their gas back up, going back to the plant, getting more gas. Gas station fills the gas up. He's doing that, right? And when he does that, he's making exactly what you're making. Okay? But then you can use the argument of, well, then I don't need a hazmat. Okay, true. But all my hazmat people, what is Phil's workload compared to a Cisco guy's workload? Block everybody that says the mic is low after this, Jew. What you see what I'm trying to say? You're slinging, I wish 19 could call in. You're waking up, we'll call it 4 a.m. You're slinging groceries, which are heavy, terrible on your back. You're slinging them suckers for 12, 13 hours a day. And Phil is gingerly walking up to the place. They fill him up with the gas. He goes to the gas station. He puts the thing in the hole. He connects it to the hickamajiggy. He writes some stuff down. Boom. He fills it. He fills up the spot. He goes and does that again. Let's say he does that. I don't know. He does that 5-6 times a day, depending on his distance, and he having to go refill and all that type of stuff. Who feels like crap at the end of the day? The Cisco guy. So you're telling me VNL is doing 18 stops and Phil is just whistling Dixie, getting the same amount of money? What the hell? So why would me telling you that, hey man, you're gonna need to get your hazmat offend you? Why would that make you mad? Now, on top of that, $90,000 does not mean what it meant 15 years ago. Oh, we done that. So every year that passed, the 90,000 is feeling smaller. Every year that passed, it's feeling smaller. It don't feel like it used to. That 90,000 don't mean the same, bro. It the cash out. I'm telling you some real shit. So let's say in 3 years, let's say you making 90 grand. What are you walking away with after taxes? After taxes, healthcare, right? Taxes, healthcare, your retirement. What are you walking away with? You're not walking away with $90,000. You're not walking away with $90,000. You're not walking away with $90,000, bro. 75. That's a nice number. We'll call it 75. 70 for the numbers. They say maybe 65. We'll call it 70 split down the middle. Jack Frost, top of the cash app. Be the boss. Knock Phil out of the water. Jack he's a hazmat guy. Hazmat tanker guy. Okay, about 72. We'll do a normal family. You have 2 kids, 2 car notes, and a house. What is the average cost of a house in America? Do we know that? Let me look that up. Average, because let's do the numbers. Some of y'all are undecided. Let's do it. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry about that, y'all. Somebody calling me. Average cost of a house. Average cost of a house in America. In America, 2023. Okay, as of now, the median home price in America, so this is not for a nice house, is $416,000 to $450,000. Yeah, so y'all, Dexter, you was about right. Trap, you was a little low. 375s, that's a little low. It's basically, we're gonna call it 450. I agree with you, Ryan. We're gonna call it 400. Okay, now my next question is, what is the mortgage on a $400,000 house with housing insurance and the whole kit and caboodle? Okay, mortgage on $400,000 house. Mortgage on a $450,000 house is $3,100 according to interest rates today. That's what we're getting. That's today. That's today's current interest rates. But remember, they're eroding the money. They're upping the interest rates. They're doing all this. That means your mortgage is $3,100 a month. $3,100 a month. We'll go to the calculator. $3,100 a month. We'll times that by 12. That's $37,000. Minus that 70 we said you were left over with, you're at $32,000 of money left. You got $32,000 left. We have not discussed car notes. We haven't discussed that. And we know y'all got car note. Everybody spit out their car note number now. How much y'all, and if you don't have a car note, I get it. But the people with the car note, spit out what your car note is. Brandon Gumbrell, I see you. Thanks for love to the Cash App. Angelique says $615. She's paying $615. $615. $540. $538. $585. $600. $650. $480. Now, how many of y'all are going to be able to have a car note and your old lady don't have a car note? So we're going to be times this by 2 because we're just doing the average numbers of what American does. That's what Americans do. We're not talking about you personally. Dang, Pac-Man, 700. Jeez. Okay. We should look it up. How much is the average car note in America? Average. Now remember, these numbers have went up since the last time we talked about this. Note in 2023. In 2023, the average car payment for a new vehicle is $725 a month. Wow. $700 a month. Let me get the exact number here. Hold on. $725 a month. That's the average car note in America right now. That's the average car note in America right now. Now, how many people we know, when you drive by these nice neighborhoods and these people who have these, they got 2 car notes, bro. So we got to times this by 2. Because really the conversation is what you do. Does what you do pay you enough to have that house with the 2 SUVs that you drive by all the time? Could you get that? So that's times 2. So we're going to call that $1,400. We're going to call that $1,400. $1,400 times 12. Minus 32,000. You are down to $15,000 for the rest of the year. And only thing you bought was the average house in America and 2 cars. That's it. You haven't eaten. None of that. You're down to $15,000. If we were to divide that into 52 weeks, you have $296 left a week.
You have $296 left a week for Cisco work. No, bro, they're raising the interest rates because the money value is eroding, bro. You got to pay attention to the news. I said average period. That takes in everybody's credit report. Food is high as hell, man. Should we see what the average grocery bill is a week for an American? Okay. Average food bill a week. Average grocery cost a week. The average grocery cost, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, is $309 a week. You only got $292. Let's type that in. Minus $309. You are negative $34. Negative. You know what we didn't put in here? You know what I didn't even put in here? I did not factor in cell phones. What is the average cell phone bill in America for a family? Let's look that up. I didn't type that in. Let's type that in. Average average cell bill. Give me a second here. Let's pull it up. Y'all give me your numbers. Average cell phone bill is $160. That's the average cell phone bill in America. Let me go to a better. My Google's playing games with me right now. Bill family plan. Yeah, it's 160. And I don't know where them numbers come from. I really think it's more like 300, but they're being nice. They're saying 160. That's if you get none of the frills, none of the frills. None of the frills, bro. So you are negative $260, and you work at Cisco, you make $90,000 a year. And let me tell you something. You bought nothing frivolous. You provided 2 vehicles for your family, which what most people do. You bought an average house. You didn't get a nice house. You bought an average house. And you had to feed your kids. And you are negative. And Dirty Broke's over there telling you you can make an extra $60,000 just by adding hazmat to your CDL. And I tell you, it's going to get to the point where you're going to have to get the hazmat. And it pisses you off. So, really, who are you mad at? Who are we mad at here? Are you mad at me? I don't know what you're mad at me for. Because let's say inflation didn't go up. You'd have been good with Cisco. Right? You'd have been good with Cisco. But that Cisco ain't gonna cut it. Cisco gonna have to up their money. Cisco gonna have to get in the 150 range. Like, they're gonna have to get up there like UPS. If it keeps going the way it's going and all the people think it is, What about the guys who work the dedicated job that's only walking away with like $48,000? Because you do that's what an average person is walking away with locally is $48,000. They're not making $70,000, $80,000. They're not making 80, 70, $80,000. The regular middle America guy that has that, you know, that NFI job or that guy that's just running something here and he's back every other night, he's not making 90 grand. They're not giving dry van people 90 grand without a hazmat, bro. They're not. That's a $48,000 job. Period. Now remember, Phil's leisurely walking up to gas stations getting 90 to 120 all day long. He works less than you do. He doesn't work as hard as you do. He's making more than you're making. I was talking to a person who was talking to a job that was like, hey man, you fill up the gas stations and stuff. So I was like, when I start, he told me I choose when I start. How you pick? You just got to finish for the day. You want to come in at 10? Come in at 10. You want to come in at 6? Come in at 6. You just got to finish by the time the day's over. No appointments. Come on. I mean, come on, man. All I got is my Class A. That is extinct. That's over. You understand? That is over. That's over. All of you sitting in your truck right now listening to this and all you have is a Class A, you got to go back to school. You need to download the practice app and start getting them questions together. Because even if you say, well, I'll just go to Estes Old Dominion, all that. All right, cool. What is Estes and Old Dominion going to require you to get? I'll wait. Anyone who's looked at the application. What are they going to ask you to get? You'll make $90,000 on some dry van stuff. What are they going to ask you to get though? Yeah, but you're lifting windows. I've talked to Marvin. They're going to ask for all endorsements. They're going to ask for all of it. They want it all. They're going to want it all, man. So while you're arguing with me and you go home, you're going to run into this problem anyway. At this point, you're just shooting the messenger. You're going to run into this anyway. You're going to run into this anyway. Ain't no point in being mad at me. You're going to run. They want a tanker too. You can't hold a tank inside of a van without a tanker. You're going to run to it anyway. But when I posted it, I mean, they cussed me out. No, that's not true. That's not true. What do you mean it's not true? I verbatim. I know a guy, and let me tell you something. When a driver tells you he knows a guy, he's lying. I know a guy. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. I know a guy who, you know what I'm saying, he make 170,000 and all he do and he be home every night and he ain't got none of endowment. What does he do? I think he do oversize or something. Okay, well, how easy is it to get into oversize in a good old boy network? You understand what I'm trying to say? You see what I'm trying to say? So you're telling me that, hey man, I know a guy that makes all of this money, right? You know a guy that makes all of this money, and I'm telling you, no, you don't. No, you don't. You don't, bro. You don't know a guy who's making 100, and if he is, he's been there freaking forever, or it's a small knit company you can't get into. And even if you did get into a small knit company, they're gonna screw up your money. Been there, done that. That's one thing no one ever tells you about these glorious small companies you're gonna end up going to. They're not gonna pay you. Well, there's a guy there, yeah, he's making money, but they're not gonna pay you. Well, why? Because one thing about small trucking, let's get this out. Peace to God, rebirth and re-education. Let's get this out here about small companies. Small companies are not ran like trucking companies. They're fiefdoms. Do you know what a fiefdom is? It's a group of people's private fiefdom. I know it did, Dirty Bro. I was on your side on here. Don't take it like that. It's a private fiefdom when you go to these little companies with no hazmat and no endorsements. You go to this small company, let's say they have 10 trucks. Out of those 10 trucks, 4 guys are making that money. 4. 4 guys are making that money. And I'm going to say this, and I don't want nobody to feel bad about it. I'm just telling you my experience. This is what you need to go to a small company and be living the dream. If you're just a company guy, you need a few things. You need to be a male. You need to know somebody who's been there a long time. You need to be, let me tell you something. This is a top thing. You got to be white. You have to be white. This is where we have to discuss some deeper shit here. Now, if you're a hazmat, what you do makes so much money anyway, you probably won't be making what the top guy's making, but you'll be making more than you used to. You got to be white. That's a fact. You got to be willing to buck dance. Yeah, you know that's how Vietnam. You got to be willing to buck dance. And I don't buck dance. I don't do that. That's the only thing that's going to get you to that money. Other than that, there's about four or five guys there making money. And the rest of everybody else is people they hired when they didn't even have the contracts to hire them. You're what you are, and you don't know it yet in that small company is your overflow. If the industry's doing awesome, you'll get money. But when it goes down to being regular, those 4 guys are going to get money and your pay is going to go down. And they're going to tell you, oh, the market is bad. But these guys are still getting gravy loads. These old fuddy-duddy guys old, barely drive, not a tooth in their mouth. Those guys are making the money. Jidding them. And Boosa, I see you. Been a minute, homeboy. You have to. I'm telling you something I know from firsthand experience. Because another thing you're going to deal with when you go to a small company like this, you're going to deal with something that we're not used to dealing with, which is yard politics. Yard politics. Yard politics. And y'all are not used to yard politics. What is yard politics, TB? Yard politics. Let's say you're at this place, you come home every other night, you come home every night. There's about 10 trucks there. Your job is you come back in, you gotta put the trailer in the need to be clean lined, right? Then you gotta go park your truck. Okay? These old fuddy-duddies are the good old boys. Since you're different, all they're doing is watching everything you do. And you want to know why they're watching everything you do. Because let me tell you something about these old white guys at these small companies. They snitch about everything. Everything you do. Everything you do, they're calling them. They're calling the office on every move you make. Constantly. This place I'm at, they've been called in about me at least 40 times. I haven't gotten a ticket. I haven't crashed a vehicle. No shipper and receiver's mad at me. But the drivers I work with are pissed off. Everything you do, every step you take, you did that wrong, you did this wrong. But they're too chicken shit to come up to you and say it. They call the guy in the office. And then the guy in the office calls you. I got a call once or twice a week. Once or twice a week. And the office will act like, oh, I don't know what it is. They know, because they're racist too. Yeah. What was your mistake? Subbing to me 19, channel 19? Because we speak the truth over here. They're going to call you every 5 freaking minutes. And you're going to say, well, what did I do wrong? Well, I mean, the guys, they just have a certain way they do it. And no. I literally am like, dude, I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with that. They believe that they're your superior. And let me tell you, you can ignore it for a good month. But by the 3rd month, you're sick of it, bro. You're sick. You're sick of it. What it does is it make you miss OTR. Oh, you gotta switch that out, 19. Because they want money. That's how you got a job. What do you mean? If they want money. And they make money off you being hired. Like, what do you mean? How did you get the job? That's a stupid question. They want money. You make the money. You make the money. But they want you to deal with whatever their driving force wants to dish out to you. And you're just supposed to deal with it because it is the condition of your skin color. No. This place I'm at now, they even acknowledged that they knew it was racist. They told us, oh, yeah, it's racism. They just said it out loud. Yeah, we have a problem. Let me get this right. You're telling me you have a racist problem. That came from the owner of the company. The owner of the company told it to us. Yeah, we have a problem with race here. You have a problem with race, but you're not correcting the people calling you. You're calling me on what they're saying. So what am I supposed to think of that? I'm calm. So how am I supposed to think of that? What am I supposed to think? So you know they have a race problem. You know they're mad that I'm not their race working here. Because remember, I'm the only black guy in the entire company. I think there's one mechanic, but he's in a position, he's in an under position, so it's okay for him to be there. I'm the only black male driver. I see you, Douglas. I'm the only black male driver in your complete fleet of 200 trucks. And I'm the only one they're calling in on since I got here. And I have no complaints by a shipper. I have no complaints by a receiver. I have no DOT blunders. I have no overweight scale tickets. I'm under speed according to the computer that's in my truck. But they're calling anyway. If I'm doing so much wrong, why haven't I got anything wrong on paper? What? So you're telling me, and then they'll be telling you, oh, you're doing great. That's what the people in the office will tell you. Oh, you're doing great. And I'll ask them, if I'm doing great, why are they calling? And I'll just tell you, yeah, it's racism. Deal with it. You got it. You're black. You've been black your whole life. You know how to do it. No. Let me tell you something. Prime isn't perfect. And I felt a skosh here and there. But when it was about the money, it was about the money. These guys are not really here for, they have no life, I guess. They just want to call. You hear me? They just want to call. That's what happens when you go to small companies that's ran like a fiefdom. It's not ran like a, you end up missing the corporate structure. Because in corporate, you can't play around like that. You'll lose your job. At Billy Bo Bob's company, you can do that. No one can force them to fire nobody. They can do that shit. They can do it. There's no consequences. Where are the consequences at? There's no consequences. So what I'm telling you is, what you have done better going to Hazmat Tanker Loves. But let me tell you, can't none of that go on at Hazmat Tanker Loves. Loves is a multinational billion-dollar situation. They don't play those games. Well, you go to the backwood and go to Billy Bo Bob's trucking and ducking, they can do that all day. You can't do that at a place that has something to lose. You can't play those games at Walmart. So all of the jobs that you see where people are saying, hey man, I drive a flat nose Peterbilt, all I do is take the stuff from the farm to here and there, that is not for you. It is not for you, bro. That is not for you. I give you a better, go up to the truck and see who's sitting in it. That's who it's for. That's not for you. You are better protected as a person of color or female at a company that follows real publicly traded rules that are scared of being sued. That's where that's where you're protected at. You're not protected at the cornfield in the back end of so-and-so state. You're not protected back there. That's why no one's there. But the stupid thing about this is these stills companies, they need people to come work for them, because this is the problem. When you move into these little companies, they need to hire more people, right? The people working there don't want them to hire more people, and they damn sure don't want them to hire people looking like you, right? What was supposed to happen was that these old guys that I'm talking about were supposed to bring their children in to replenish the ranks. They did not do that. Remember? Because of the past 20 years, 30 years, we have been brainwashing everybody to do what? Go to college. So what did that do? What did that do? So what that did was the small company who was expecting to get your children, they don't get them. They go to college that tells them to be in tech or corporate, and then they go do a white collar job. Now there is nobody here to do the job. And this group of people don't want to work well with others. They don't understand, why are you hiring black people now? Well, you didn't feed me your kid. You didn't bring your child to me. This process doesn't work unless you bring me your kid when he turns 21 and he starts working and you train him and I get a new driver. And y'all are having 3, 4, 5 kids, 100 drivers. I can replenish. None of your kids want to be truckers anymore because these same super truckers go home and guess what they do at the dinner table? They complain about trucking for 20 years. They complain about trucking for 20 years to their dinner table and their 4 kids. Oh, don't do this job. Do something better than me. Don't do this job. Do something better than me. Oh, this job is rough on you. Oh, this job is bad. Oh, this job doesn't pay anything. Oh, this job is so. They're saying that to their kid. By the time their kid gets to college, they don't want to be a driver. They don't want to be a driver. What do they want to drive for? Look how unhappy my father is. Now the small company has lost the children. Now no more kids are coming. No more kids are coming. So what do? They put, we need to hire online, and then people of different ethnicities call in and they come in. But the truth is your group of drivers don't work well with other ethnicities. So now they're blowing the new drivers out and they're not replenishing it with their children as they were supposed to. And what happens is the company ends up dying. That's what's going to happen. The company's going to die because their workforce is getting older and older and older. Eventually, they will fizzle out and you won't be able to maintain. Another problem I think these small companies have, old fuddy-duddies in the office. There's no new blood in the office. When you go into a trucking company and they show you that picture of all those old vampire looking people, they need to be washed out. Those dudes do what most dudes in business that are on the right end of it do. They keep what they call the status quo. They keep it. It's been working. Keep it. Don't change. You need to wash them out. Bring some new blood in. But they won't do that. They won't do that. Because if you washed them out and brought some new blood in that is acclimated to what's going on in society right now, then you wouldn't have these problems. And if you did have these problems, these young people will be stopping that. You can't do that. You can't do that. But they got these dudes, they're older than sin. They're older than sin. No, they need to get out of here. I'm in these small companies. They have no public relations person. They have no person. No. When I'm thinking about the orientation, there was no tolerance videos. There was no sexual harassment videos. There's sexual harassment videos at the mega carriers. I didn't see none here. Where are the sexual harassment videos at? Where is the who you're supposed to call if you're sexually harassed? Nothing. It's just a thief. You can do whatever you want. So their drivers do whatever they want. I see you twisted. Their drivers do whatever they want. Can't stop them. There is no training. There is no diversity training. You understand that when you go to a corporate place, there is diversity mandates. Diversity training, sexual harassment. There's these videos that are there, and they're there for a reason. So when so-and-so sues and they get to court, they're going to produce, we have sexual harassment videos. So this driver was trained and he did it anyway. What that does is What that does is it slides the liability over to the individual. That is the point of any training a company does. The only reason they train is to slide the liability over to you to say you knew better. Also, it helps them with insurance. That's it. So tell me how a company that's doing millions of dollars in revenue does not have this stuff in place. How do they not have this stuff? That's why I tell you, everybody tell you, go to a small company. Dude, stop it, bro. Stop. And if you do, it better be in a diverse area. So they may say, thanks for showing love to the Cash App. It's right there, Sean Brown. Show love to the Cash App. I don't know if we're going to keep going. We're about to hit an hour. So let me know. Hit the Cash App if you wanted to keep going. So tell me how a company gets this big, makes this amount of money, didn't have to do that. Well, historically, they never had that problem. They don't have that problem. Now, a smart leader would see me because they know who I am. How do they know who you are, TB? When you give a company your phone number, they run it through social media to see who you are. I hope y'all know that, right? Now, why do you think all these social media apps want your phone number now? You know that, right? You know that, don't you? When you give a company your phone number, they got your social media. They know who I am. And what they see on there is I ain't stupid. They know that if they're not watching right now. Now, I have integrity. I'm not going to put your company out there, none of that. What I see from it, I don't want to do nothing. I want nothing to do with your company, period. Nothing. Now, tell me, if you have to modernize to survive, if it is adapt or die in the business schools that I assume people went to, how could you not see forward-thinking people, a chance to add diversity to your company, and not say you need to go to the office? They could have came to me and said, "Hey, head up this right here. Figure out a way to get us more drivers." Figure out a way to make our company welcoming to more different kinds of drivers, because our pool of drivers are going smaller. Now, I would think that would be the correct business move to make. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. Because if the drivers don't want me even driving on the same roads as them, what do you think the office people want in their office? You think they want a 6'1" big Negro walking around? Absolutely not. Because the drivers are a reflection of the culture of the company. And the culture of the company are set by the people in the office. So how these drivers just do not have the couth or the tact not to say it to me. The people in the office, they do everything corporately with a smile. They rape you with a smile. The dudes down here, they're blue collar. They're just going to say what they feel like. They don't care. They don't have a lot of money on the line. They don't have a lot of money on the line. How could that not happen? It can't happen because you're running it like a thief. The people here are just getting a check. You're not trying to make this be great. If you were, you would have known that you need diversity. You damn near, you have to have it. You have to have it, because the usual pool of drivers you're getting are getting smaller because people are not willing to send their children to you. After what you've done to them in 20 years, after what trucking has done to us in 20, 30 years, it feels like you're a bad parent if you feed your kid to this. So the first thing you do is, based on how y'all have treated us, I don't want my kid to do this. I don't want my kid to, that's what people think. I don't want my kid to do this. So now that there's a driver, so of course there's a driver shortage because nobody's feeding their children to you anymore. They're telling them to go to school, do something else. If you have to choose, if the people in the office have all the power and they stay in the AC all day and they come in 9 to 5, they have a better lifestyle, you're going to tell your kid to be that. True or false? That's just simple as that. And I did this with no malice. As if they were to hire me as a consultant, this is what I would tell them. You're running on a good old boy system that is not beneficial to your bottom line, period. Take the race out of it. What you are doing is not going to be good in 10 years. It ain't been good for the past 10 years. So if you're planning on closing, keep doing what you're doing. You want to live for another 100 years, you're going to have to adapt. You adapt it to e-logs, you adapt it to automatics, you adapt it to no long nose trucks, you adapt it to the new DOT rules, you adapt it to all that stuff, but not this. That don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. We've been here for an hour. Do we want to keep going or not? Y'all let me know. Should we keep going? 200 to keep going. We'll give it a second. If not, we can stop it right here. I got a few things I have to do. We can stop it right here. I will not be mad at y'all. Should we stop it right here or should we burn more miles? 200 to the cash app. Collectively. We'll wait on it. Give it a second. Hold on. What do you mean situational points? Explain yourself, JP TV. Before I stop for the break, I want JPTV to explain himself. What do you mean situational? We'll wait. Get all your endorsements is my advice. Well, JPTV, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard in my life. Nothing is all the same. You're making a non-point. This is what I mean when people speak and you're not thinking. Not all situations are the same. Well, no the fuck duh. Why would you say that? That's a point that doesn't have to be made. That's like saying all air isn't good for you. We know that. Why would you need to say that? Why would you need to say that? Every statement is situational. Every single one. But here, let me explain to you what's not situational. What all the megas are doing. You can go to 5 megas. You will see the same videos. That's a stupid point. That's also a dumb point. See, Yeah, you're making stupid points, and I don't want to block you, so I'm gonna stop talking to you. That's what I'm saying. When you're dialoguing with people, you gotta make particular points. Number one, we're on a particular subject. We're talking about small companies where this is prevalent. You're all over the place in your argument, which is what most people do. You argue in a circle. I'm not here to argue with you in a circle. All places aren't racist. No shit. But we're not talking about all places. We're talking about small companies. That's what we're discussing. So when you jump out of that subject, we're no longer having a conversation. You're just interested in disagreeing with what I'm saying. Or you're a contrarian. You just don't want to agree with what I'm talking about. $200 more to keep going, man. If not, we're gonna stop it right here because y'all start. I'm starting to get pissed off now. Pressure. Let's talk about something else real quick before I get off of here. Bro, if you just started and you got no money to get for school, bro, you're going into the plantation. There ain't no help I can give you. Like, bro, you just got to go through that first 2 years, bro. You understand me? You just got to go through that first 2 years. 200 to the Cash App to keep going. I haven't got one Cash App yet, so we about to shut it down. Pressure. But where everybody go? Seem like everybody just got to deal with it, Playboy. And once you start getting the check, you can go get your hazmat for $400. You can go get your triple for $200. It ain't nothing after that. You just want to get your foot in the door, doggy. That's it. It seemed like everybody disappeared. Everybody was the king of this, the king of that. Phil, you're screwed, buddy. Honestly. I just don't understand, man. Like, where are all the channels at, man? Where are all the videos at? Where's all the production? Honestly, y'all tried your best to knock me out. Still standing on them. You heard me? I'm still standing, bro. You ain't knocked me down yet, Playboy. Yeah, that's not gonna be enough, Jonathan. It's not gonna be enough. We need 200. You said $3, bro. It's not gonna work. I'm sure they do, Jack. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. But at the same time, I'm speaking you stuff that I've been through. You hear me? I'm wishing you luck here, Twisted. You know, when you're talking to me, you're talking to 11, 12 years experience. And someone who paid attention. You understand? I paid attention. I just want y'all to do better, man. That's it. We back at it, bro. I'll probably go live Monday. I just be wanting y'all to do better, man. That's it, doggy. Like, what other point is there to do anything? Like I said, I'll be up here burning miles with y'all, but you know, Cash App is a factor for a reason. The regime don't want this type of content out. It has to be paid for, bro. If not, I can't explain my time on being on here. I got studying I got to do anyway.
After a while, it becomes no point. Google don't want to pay for this information. They don't even want the information out. They want me to come on here and dance with my cheeks out and tell you my booty hole's brown. And I can't do that. Better content cost. So everybody's in here bragging about how much money they make. I'm not a hater. I'm just letting you know that it's not going to keep going without it. Appreciate that, Adam. I do drop recorded videos on Patreon, man. I don't drop them on here because Google don't know what to do with them. They don't know what to do with me, honestly. They don't know what to do with me, dog. Have a great weekend, 10-11. They don't know what to do with me, man. The reason why I can never get a sponsor or anything like that is because they don't know what I'm going to say. They don't know what I'm going to say. So the streets got to sponsor me. I'm always on the game, VNL. You stop messing with it, brother. Shots. You been supposed to came down to the burn unit to get a talking to. You ain't show up. And I tell you what it is. You been having too much goddamn fun. I've been watching. You been having too much goddamn fun. So they can't sponsor me. I gotta be sponsored by the street. I gotta be sponsored by the viewers. I can't be sponsored by a corporate. Cause corporate's gonna want to shut me down. I see you Twisted, showing love to the cash. Yeah, it's not enough though for us to keep going, man. It's not enough. Why do you think all these people are disappearing? Because YouTube is switching all of their money from long form content like this that y'all say y'all like to shorts. So creators are disappearing. It's harder to burn miles now. That's true. So basically, a person come up here, they would have to just do it for free, and I ain't doing it for free. I believe it was the great Joker that said, if you're good at something, never do it for free. But what it's built up is that it's been so many scammers, is that the people watching you are not willing to pay into your movement because they feel like it's going to be a scam, but I'm not selling you shit. I don't have nothing to sell you. Pressure. I see you, Breezy. You another one got to come down to the delegation. Another one, Step God. That's what my name is on the video game, bro. You do good, Twisted. You just gotta focus. Don't get caught up in the hit blah. You hear me? Austin, today is payday. You hear me? So what I'm gonna do? I gotta be sponsored by the street, bro. I can't go corporate, man. They don't like me up there, dog. I gotta get out the slums. Pressure. It's safe to say I'm the last one standing. The king of the rebirth. I'm the re-education, but it's only for the nation. I wish we could have kept going. Screw your occupation. Pressure. Yeah. Oh shit, I gotta give my shout outs though. Shout outs to the kids, yeah. I just set my Twitch back up. I just been recording them and dropping them. I haven't been playing live. But I'm gonna start again on Twitch. Trucker Jew, thanks for hitting the cash app. Phil, thanks for hitting the cash app. He was top of the cash app. Brandon, Jeffrey, Douglas, thanks for hitting the cash app. But the top guy that's at the top of the cash app is making all the freaking money is a hazmat driver. Jack sent 105 to the cash app at the beginning of the joint. Appreciate the love. Don't do drugs. Sponsored by the slum. You hear me? pressure.